Hi everyone, this is Kyle from Green Hat Local SEO, and in this video I'm going to go over a plumbing website, and we're going to do a quick SEO audit for plumbers. So if you're a plumber and you're wondering what you need to do to get ranked higher on Google, watch this video, because we're going to go over how this website is screwing everything up, how their SEO company is screwing things up, and what they really should be doing instead if they want to rank higher in Google Maps and start getting more phone calls, more leads. Before we get into that though, if you like what you see or if you hate what you see, hit the like button, leave a comment, tell me if you think I'm an asshole, tell me if you think I'm doing a good job, leave any questions on there, hit the subscribe button, just something so I know that you guys are watching these and you like what you're seeing or you just hate what you're seeing. So let's get into it. This video is for Romano Plumbing in Riverton, Utah. So how do I know they're in Riverton? Because it's on every single goddamn page that I see. Riverton, Riverton. If we go to their site map and everything, we see what other pages on here. We have Riverton Plumber, plumbing services in Riverton. Let's see, Riverton UT Plumber. So right now, their entire website, everything they're telling to Google is they only want to rank in Riverton. They're trying to be the Riverton plumber, which is cool if Riverton was like 150,000 people, right? But Riverton is a small 40,000 person community in Utah. On top of that, when you do your entire site like this, especially if you do your homepage for your main keyword, like, you know, Riverton plumber, Huntington Beach plumber, plumber in Anaheim, California, whatever, you're theming your entire site and you're telling Google basically, this is what I am most relevant for. Fuck everybody else. I don't care about any cities outside of Riverton. I don't care about any cities outside of Anaheim, Huntington Beach, wherever you are, right? So that's what they've done here. They've really shot themselves in the foot, and they're basically telling Google, I only want to rank in Riverton. And they're doing a really bad job of that too, because if you look for plumber near me, which people search for, right? People don't search for plumber in city. They search for plumber near me. This goes for every single keyword. If you search for plumber near me for Romano Plumbing, they're not even really ranking anywhere outside of their immediate area. And by ranking, I mean, like, are you in the top 3 or at least pretty darn close to it? And they're not. They're out here, so, I mean, if any tumbleweeds had some plumbing problems, I guess they could call Romano Plumbing. But really, any human or anybody with a house is never going to see Romano, right? So they go from 4, which, I mean, really could be 1 to 3 around here in their general area, down to completely off the first page, just a few blocks away, and not even within sniffing distance of the first page when we get more than just a couple blocks away, right? And this is just numbers on a page. I want to show you what this really looks like. So I geolocated to Bluffdale, Utah, which is really only a few miles away. I did plumber near me, and whoop, look at this. They are nowhere near, nowhere to be found, not even in organic. With Valley Plumbing, Beehive Plumbing, there's Mr. Expert, there's Valley Plumbing again. So typically when you see 2 in the organic search results, if you see 2 results from the same company, it means it's a really weak search and you should have a really easy time to rank. And they aren't even ranking there, which means their SEO company is either not doing anything for them or is so incompetent they can't even rank for easy keywords, right? So nowhere. What the sad part about this is too, is that they actually have a page here called Bluffdale, Utah, which we'll get to in a little bit. So when you're doing your website, you do want to create pages for cities where you're not ranking in. Typically, you're going to be ranking in the map pack for near me searches in about a 5-mile radius, unless your business name is super keyword heavy. Like if this was Romano Plumbing in Bluffdale, Riverton, Sandy Valley, things like that, then they could possibly rank in all those cities for near me searches. But for the 90% of you who don't have keyword stuff names, you do need to make a page for each individual city. And on top of that, you don't want to make your homepage, again, you don't want to make this targeting one specific city. Your homepage should always be branded, because think about it too. If I was in Bluffdale and I looked for plumber near me, for some reason this maps listing for Romano Plumbing showed up, I'm going to click on it. It's going to go to the homepage, right? And now all of a sudden I see Riverton, Riverton, Riverton. So now subconsciously as a consumer, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm in Bluffdale, they're in Riverton. Everything here is about Riverton. Maybe I want to find somebody else, right? Which is why your homepage always needs to be branded. Do not mention that you are ranking for this service in this city. Just make it branded. Make it about how Romano Plumbing serves, Utah. You're a plumber. You do all these. This is good. You do all these services here, but don't make your homepage specifically about one city, because again, not only are you shooting yourself in the foot SEO wise, because you're theming your entire website as you are a plumber, you only serve Riverton. But anybody else who stumbles on your website is subconsciously going to think that you're not going to help them out at all. So it's good to have these internal links here. So internal links are links from the homepage to like an interior page, or links between interior pages. Makes it easier for Google to get to these pages. Makes it easy for users to get to these pages. What you don't want to do, though, is look at this. Remodeling and plumbing in Riverton. Plumbing repairs in Riverton. Water heater service in Riverton. Again, are you seeing a theme here? All their stuff is about Riverton. They are literally not going to rank anywhere else unless their entire website is overhauled, right? Because all Google sees here is we provide services in Riverton, Utah. Fuck everybody else. We don't give a shit about Bluffdale, even though that we're writing a really shitty page on this. Really, everything else is about Riverton, so please don't rank us anywhere else. And Google is doing that. You can see here that Google is literally not ranking them pretty much anywhere. It's a little concerning that they're not ranking number one, really, or in the map pack around here. There's reasons why, again, for this that I'll get to in a bit. But they have no hope, really, of trying to rank anywhere around here. In West Jordan, you can forget about it, right? In Sandy, you can forget about it. Draper, forget about it, right? So because they have every single page on their site talking about Riverton Plumber, Google thinks, okay, they only want to rank in Riverton. I'm not going to rank them anywhere else. And they're shooting themselves in the foot. And this SEO company is absolutely going to keep Romano Plumbing from growing unless they're investing in paid ads, which they probably are. This SEO company really isn't doing a very good job. So having every single page about one specific topic is bad enough. But having multiple pages targeting the same keyword is what's called keyword cannibalization. Now, it's not bad that you are targeting plumbing on the topic or the service plumbing on different pages. Like I said, you can do Bluffdale Plumber, you can do West Jordan Plumber, Draper Plumber. But when you have Riverton Plumber right here, when you have Riverton Plumber right here, I think there was another one, plumbing repair in Riverton. This is called keyword cannibalization. Basically, Google wants to only see one page on your website targeting a specific keyword, right? If you have two pages targeting, for, in this example, plumber in Riverton, Google is only going to give 50% of the potential ranking power to each page, right? It's not that if you have two pages targeting the same keyword, Google's going to give 100% of ranking power to this one, 100% to this one. Google only has so much to go around, right? If you have two people, one apple, both persons only going to get half an apple. They're not going to get two apples magically. Same thing with ranking power like this. If there are two pages targeting the same keyword, Google's got to cut that apple in half and give it to each page. And if each page only has half the amount of ranking power, then guess what? Some other competitor who is not cannibalizing their own website is going to get 100% of that ranking power and outrank you in organic listings, or that's in organic rankings, that's these blue links here, and also in maps rankings as well. Because again, you screwed up your SEO so bad that Google's like, well, you know what, fuck this, you get half the ranking power and just be gone. And Google's going to rank a competitor over you because you're just lazy or you're trying to cheat the system, right? So right away, again, I can tell the SEO company isn't doing much here because there's keyword cannibalization that really has no reason for being there. It's something super easy to avoid. It's SEO 101, and they're not even doing that. So let's look at their backlinks too. So which is really interesting is, so here you can see these are all the on-page changes that they're making, which I don't even know what they're doing, man. This is just absolute shit. They're making all these on-page changes, and they're making every single wrong change that they can possibly do. What's also super interesting is you can see here, there's a big uptick in links right here. This might have been a press release. which is fine. Press releases are good. We use press releases all the time. They're an important part of local SEO if you do them correctly, which they did not do it here. But you can see what's super interesting is you see, boom, all these referring domains going up, this blue line, you see traffic going up, and then crater, absolutely crater. Now they are getting 1 visit per month. So there's 2 things that could have happened here. One, we have, or 3 things really. So we have these on-page changes right here. That's what these green dots mean. So they were obviously doing some sort of work on the website, just not very good work. 2, what I think probably happened is they had all of these referring domains. Google saw these referring domains, tested this website higher, tested the GBP higher, and then because it realized, oh shit, their competitors have maybe 1/10 of the number of referring domains they do, then Google brought them back down to reality, and maybe even demoted them a little bit because this was obvious spam link building, right? So referring domains basically means how many different websites are linking to you, which is an important SEO metric. It's an important backlink strategy. You can't just have 1 or 2 killer guest posts and expect to rank. You have to have referring domains too. You have to have a lot of other people linking back over to your site. But there's a way to do it, and if you have 360 referring domains and your competition has 5, well, guess what? Google's going to take notice of that, and Google's going to know that you are artificially building links. So that's one way we see people get penalized for this, right? And this is usually what people say when they say, oh, backlinks just get you penalized and moted. It's if you do it this way, if you just sloppily do it, throw shit together, and this is what it is. Or it also could have been the updates that we've had, the core algorithm updates. So we have one right here in November. We also had one in October. And then we had one, it's not showing right here, but we've had 2 this month actually. And it looks like they're getting hit with all of these updates. And it's because the site really just is not very well put together, which again, we'll go over later. The backlinks are pretty bad. So let's see, we got some scrapers here. We got some citations, which I really wouldn't worry about. I mean, citations aren't really that big of a ranking factor anymore, except for a handful. You want to have your big ones. You want to have Manta. You want to have Yelp, Foursquare. The really big data aggregators. There's probably 50 of them that you want, but you don't need 300 citations anymore. You don't even really need 100. Right, you just need like the 30 to 50 really big ones that Google looks at. But then we see things like get listed UAE. So they're listed for some reason in the United Arab Emirates, right? It looks like this SEO company is just building citations for the sake of building citations, right? And then we see things like thecashworld.com. So this is obviously a bot guest post on a PBN, right? And what I mean by a PBN is, let's look this up. So if you go to a site right here and it says submit a guest post, this is obviously PBN. Google specifically looks for sites that say this, and these pages get devalued and probably aren't pushing a ton of page rank. That's not to say that you shouldn't ever get PBNs. Again, PBNs are important for referring domains, but if you're paying $50 for these, you're getting fucking hosed. Right, it looks like this might even, is this some sort of a press release? Honestly, it looks like they got just like the cheapest SEO company they can find. Maybe somebody who did some cold emails, maybe somebody who they found on Upwork. But stuff like this really isn't pushing much page rank, much link power anyway. Let me see. So there's a lot in Times of Chennai. So obviously they used an Indian company who probably just offered them the cheapest SEO package, and they just went for it. If you want good SEO, you've got to pay for it, right? We have a free until you rank SEO program to where we don't charge you until you actually rank. But expect to pay, if you're a plumber, $1,500 per month or more. If you get somebody who is suspiciously low, there's a reason for that. And let's look at some of the other links that they're getting too. So fatdough.sh, Lazy Man's compressed rice cake. What does this have to do with plumbing? Not a whole lot. So really what's going on here is they're getting a whole bunch of comment links. You can see they're all from around about the same time. There's nothing bad with comment links, again, but they don't push a ton of power. And if you overdo it, if you get way too many comment links, way too many referring domains, Google starts taking notice of that, and then Google will start demoting you for that, right? So I looked at some of their other links, and it looks like they did it with SEO Neo, which is fine. It's great. We use SEO Neo, but whoever their SEO company is just fucked everything up, did it all wrong. Here's some of their comment links on a Taekwondo forum. Like, what does this have to do with plumbing? On top of that, they are now being associated with things like herbal supplements. They're now being associated with things like teledentistry, right? Supplements for health, because they're on the same page as all these, right? So Google assumes that they're somehow related, which is why you don't want to do comment links just willy-nilly like this straight to your website, right? And Google's also wondering, well, what does a plumbing company in Riverton, Utah have to do with what looks to be a French Taekwondo forum, right? So this is really just lazy and cheap SEO that is doing nothing to help this company. Going back to their on-page SEO, so they, like I said, they had this, let's see, where is that fucking Bluffdale page? Boom, here we go. So Bluffdale. This Bluffdale page, like I said, they are trying to rank for the keyword Bluffdale plumber, which again, people don't search for, and anybody who does search for Bluffdale plumber, Google is going to serve up maps listings that are literally located near the center of Bluffdale, Utah. So really, what they're trying to hope, or what they're trying to rank for, is in organic listings or near me. Search for near me, which is, it's going to be really hard to do. Really, their best hope is for organic listings. And look at this. They are not fucking ranking anywhere in the organic listings, even though they also have a page called Bluffdale, Utah, right? And why is this? Well, look at this. When you need an expert in Bluffdale, you can't go wrong with Romano Plumbing. Western Utah is mostly arid desert, with the exceptions of Great Salt Lake, Utah Lake, Sevier Lake, and Rush Lake. Why are all these things being mentioned for Bluffdale? First of all, why are you talking about how you're a plumber? Instead, you're mentioning all these other things. So Google knows that Great Salt Lake, Utah Lake, Sevier Lake, Rush Lake, Lake Bonneville, none of these are in Bluffdale. So why are these mentioned in the first paragraph, right? Google reads things like we do, left to right, top to bottom. It assumes whatever's at the top of the page is going to be the most important. So if you're telling people that you are a plumber in Bluffdale, but you start writing about the Great Salt Lake, Google gets super confused and it's like, fuck this. I'm not reading the rest of this shit. You're not going to be ranking anywhere, right? Water is always important. That's an honest plumber, like, oh my God. Okay, so another thing too is just get down to the facts. Google does not want to read all of this, neither do users, right? Google needs things laid out for them specifically. We are Romano Plumbing. Romano Plumbing is a plumber. Romano Plumbing serves Bluffdale, Utah. None of that is in here, right? Google doesn't really know what any of this stuff is. So there are things called vectors. Google looks at what words are close to each other on the page, what topics are close to each other on the page. Right now, you're telling Google that for some reason you're writing about like the geography of Utah and how there's water in Utah, right? And now you're ranking Bluffdale plumber, but the page you're linking to is for Riverton, right? So now Google's like, okay, well, it says Bluffdale in the title tag. It says Bluffdale in the H1, but now they're writing about the Great Salt Lake, and now they're writing about water, and now they're linking to Riverton. What the fuck is even going on? And this is why they can't rank anywhere. They are sending all these mixed signals to Google. They're telling Google they want to rank for Bluffdale plumber, but now they're writing about Great Salt Lake. Google doesn't even know what to make of this page, right? So we got to see Bluffdale Plumbing Company you can trust. Cool. Okay. Bluffdale High Tech Plumber, leak detection. Okay. About Bluffdale. Cool. Well, this really, I'm not even sure why this is here, because we were already writing about the geographic area up here, right? Recent projects in Bluffdale, Utah. Oh, okay. Well, the page just kind of ends. So this is absolutely a low quality page. This is very thin content that's not really about Romano Plumbing or how they are serving Bluffdale, Utah. This is all about, for some reason, the geography of Utah, right? And it's about Bluffdale itself, and it links out to Bluffdale, but it also links out to plumber in Riverton and commercial plumber in, hopefully they didn't theme this as Riverton 2. Let me see. Nope. Oh, that's good. Okay. But you can see here, other than that, there's really not a whole lot of content on this page, and there really isn't a whole lot of information for Google to understand that this company serves Bluffdale, is a plumber, and does these plumbing services, right? And now there is a link to what looks to be a blog post. Let's see, expert basement, bathroom plumbing in Bluffdale. Okay, again, another low quality page. So every page on your site needs a reason for being. I'm not even sure why this is here. This is just a really low quality, low effort page that it might even be a soft 404 if they go into Search Console, because it really doesn't talk about a whole lot here, right? Yeah, I mean, when you have a whole lot of pages like these, Google has a site-wide quality score, and if you have 5 good quality pages but 10 low quality pages like this one, then really you have 15 low quality pages according to Google, which is why you don't want to just write about stupid ass blogs and shit just to put content on here. There actually has to be a reason for these pages to exist on the site, and having 50 words like this is not going to help anybody. It's not going to help Google understand anything. It's just going to piss Google off and think that you're just putting out low quality bullshit and not actively trying to help users. So that's another ding against this website. So a lot of these location pages on here are just super thin content, which doesn't tell Google what they're doing and where they're doing it, why readers should choose Romano Plumbing. This isn't really helpful for readers either. A lot of this really has all the hallmarks of just copy and pasted ChatGPT content, right? And another way that I know that too is because if you go to their About Us page, let's see. Boom, top notch. If I see top notch on a page, then I know this wasn't really edited. This was just copy and pasted ChatGPT content. And there's nothing wrong with using AI, but if you are just copying and pasting ChatGPT content, that is low quality content, and Google knows that, right? Because you're not even trying. On top of that, ChatGPT will, I mean, there's only so much to write about like plumbing and stuff, right? So what I've found is if you just copy and paste things, and you're going to see that written about maybe 5 or 6 other websites, verbatim almost, right? So now Google thinks that you're just copying other people's content. And that's exactly what we see here. Oh my God, again, we see plumber in Riverton. So how are they expecting to rank anywhere outside of Riverton if their website only talks about Riverton, right? So I'm going to wrap this up here. It's been 20 minutes. I can go on for hours and hours and hours about this, but fact of the matter is that their current SEO company isn't doing dick, right? So here's what you do want to do. If you want to rank outside of your immediate area, do not have your homepage rank for your major keyword like plumber in Riverton. Your homepage should just be branded, and you should have service area pages for each one of the different areas that you want to rank in. But you got to put some effort into this. You got to make sure that you got to write these like you want these to rank for those keywords. Your top level pages, these service pages right here, like plumbing repairs in Riverton, Utah, your top level pages that talk about the services that you are providing. If you're a plumber, if you're providing water heater installation, if you're providing sewer line repair, if you're providing water heater replacement, anything like that, your top level pages should not mention a city unless you were only targeting that one specific city, like a huge town, a huge city like New York City, Los Angeles, or something. Your top level service pages should only talk about your services. Let your interior city specific pages talk about the services that you provide in that city, right? Have a page for each city, talk about the services that you provide there. But your top level service pages should only be about that service and not about that city. And they're shooting themselves in the foot here, and this is why they can't rank anywhere outside of basically just where their office is. When you're building links, it's fine to use press releases. We use them all the time, but don't use press releases if nobody else in your area is using them. Really don't use comment links. Like it's so easy to just not spam your website with comments. You have to actively try to do really poor link building like this, right? There's no problem with using SEO Neo to do your link building. We do that too, but there is a smart way to do that, which I could do an entire video series on again, but this is really not the way to be doing it. And lastly, if you're doing press releases, why aren't there any embeds on here? Make sure there's an embed for your GVP. Again, they didn't do it on here. It's a really simple thing to do, and they were just too goddamn lazy to do it. So that's about it for this video. I'm going to send this to Romano Plumbing just to show them, hey, you know, your SEO company's fucking up. This is what happens when you choose the cheapest company that you can find. They're not going to do shit for you. They're going to take your money and run and just leave you holding the bag. Again, my name is Kyle Sabra from Green Hat Local SEO. If you want to learn more about our free Until You Rank SEO service, just hit me up or leave a comment down below. Visit us at ghls.io, and I'll talk to you later.